If this were a 2-day retreat, we would spend the first day on gratitude and the second day on humility. We would begin each day with a structural clearing segment and then with a concentration segment to still the mind, and we would spend the rest of each day on the topic of the day. The first day in this case would have been on gratitude. And now, friends, we switch to the second day of our retreat, as if by magic, and move into the second topic, which is related but different: humility. Humility is a gateway to whatever word you want to use for God: Source, the universe, the divine, love, peace, hope, joy. It's all the same thing. Humility is a gateway to that which is, to the all that is. As eternal beings on an eternal growth path, there are always going to be people behind us on the path and people ahead of us on the path. It's just how it is. We're eternally growing, eternally. And so, of course, beyond a shadow of a doubt, they're always going to be in front of us, these higher dimension beings who are ahead of us on the path. I think all of you have heard my story of my clients, guides, still working, still growing. So we can really, in total surety, be positive that there are higher dimension beings ahead of us on the path because we're incarnating. We have bodies here. And the truth is, our bodies are so dense that it's hard to maintain the higher dimension awareness in every single moment, sleeping and waking. Right? It just is. So we acknowledge that the best way that we can truly be of service to those who are behind us in the path is to be a vessel for those who are ahead of us to work through, to be the biggest funnel we can be, to open up our funnels to the higher dimension beings and let them move through us, let them work through us. Our best always includes that. Our part of it is really just to power the process. You see, we open up, and then we draw up the earth energy. That's our part. We're just the battery. We're just the battery. All the rest is much better provided by some other source. Does that make sense? A higher dimension source, not just any old some other source. Not from a source around us, from a source, a higher dimension source, the source above us. When we start to think that it's coming from us, what that does is it closes our crown. We're giving, but we're giving what we have to give. Nothing else can get through. When we think it's coming from us, it's true. It is coming from us. You see, it makes it true just by our idea of it. When we realize it's not coming from us, then the full power of the universe can work through us to the extent that we're capable of holding the energy, you see. Then we're always going to be limited to the size of our pillar of light. That's what we are. We are the pillar of light. Everything else is the illusion. This is the illusion. We are the pillar of light. And so as we continually work to strengthen and straighten and balance and expand our pillar, we increase our ability to be a tube through which source can flow. This is why the Lightworkers healing method has been so powerful for me in my own personal growth, because in session after session after session, there's no other way to succeed in this healing art other than to get out of the way. And so we develop that habit. You see, we develop the habit by working in this way, and then it, through osmosis, trickles into the rest of our lives, bit by bit by bit, creating a comfort with living, channels up. What am I supposed to do next? With no idea of the why. For example, in this retreat, we're in the opposite room from the room we're typically in. Why? No idea. I have no idea. But that was the instruction. Set up in the other room. And I thought, but that other room isn't as good a room. And they said, hey, just set up in the other room, will you? So yes, we set up in the other room. And one day it will make perfect sense. When we follow the instructions, it always comes around to the aha moment eventually. Could take years, could take decades. But the aha moment comes when we follow. If we don't follow, that moment's never going to come. We're never going to know why they said to do that. We won't find out. We'll get another chance to learn that lesson. We'll get a different chance. So the more we can get out of the way and allow the higher dimension beings to work through us in this work and in our lives, the more clear we are. We clear ourselves, we establish our upward rising earth energy, we put our channels up, and then just with humility, we let the grace flow. Ask for our errors and omissions to be corrected and detach and seal and begin again, and then begin again and begin again. For me, for myself, it's in my comfort zone where ego manifests. I start to think, oh, I can do this. I'm great under pressure. I'm fabulous in a crisis because I know there's no way I can do that. There's no way I can do that. Channels up, tell me what to do. I'm a rock. When things are easy, that's when I'm much more likely to fall into this trap. It may be different for you, but I think that that's human nature, to feel like when we've got it under control, when we're comfortable, we don't need our guides, we don't need source, we got it handled. Those feelings of comfort are not what we're going for. That's the near enemy. That's the near enemy of gratitude and joy. The near enemy is something that masquerades as that which we truly desire, that which we are truly seeking. So the wonderful thing is, they're onto us upstairs. They know this about us. There's no secret. You see, and so there's no need for shame ever. There's no need for that. It's completely unnecessary. So in this segment, it can be a wonderful release to just start to joyfully acknowledge, I don't have to know what to do with my life. Isn't that a blessing? I don't have to know. I don't have to know. All I really need to know how to do is I've got to know how to draw out my earth energy, because without that, let's face it, friends, it's not going to work for us here in this physical dimension. I've got to know how to draw out that earth energy, and I need to know how to be open. And really, those are the only two essential life skills. Everything else can come from that. So in this segment, We just move toward that. And you can, if you wish, work to remove ego or pop open ego and open to acceptance, you see, open to guidance. But once again, it can be helpful to view our energy body like a lighthouse, knowing strong, solid edges keep us stable. That's the upward flow. And inside, tube for divine wind. Don't hold yourself so small. Don't be afraid to hold the universe at the intersection of your heart chakra and vertical channels. And we don't have to make up a story in our heads about what that means. We don't have to get weird about it. What difference does it make what we are? Doesn't it really just matter what we do? We can always ask our vibrations to be tuned to vibrations of humility. You see, we can ask for so many forms of help. You've all been through the core curriculum. You can use all the structural techniques. You can use all of the conceptual techniques that we're discussing right now. You can ask the light beings for help. There's a level 4 class coming up. 5 cycles of light beings. You can ask each of them for help. You see how this would fit in developing humility? Asking the light beings to help us develop it. Tiny hands light beings, the generalists, work with anything. They're good for this. Minors, strong upward rising earth energy. Key number 1, or 2 or 3, I'm not sure, but it's important. Key number 1, I think, actually. Magnetic services, working with the electrical system of the light body, which includes the the nervous system, and therefore the mind. Our minds are not the helpful friends we think they are. Magnetic services can help. Thematics, we've got physical bodies. They can help. And protective angels. In a crisis, usually all of us are really good at this humility thing. Help me. And that's when the angels are here. So friends, we have 30, well, are there any questions? We have 32 minutes, which can represent an entire day, you see, because space-time is infinitely flexible. And so you can get as your intention to walk out of this retreat with the benefit of a full day's sitting with restoring humility. Because space-time is flexible and we can create a timeless moment. This is in the next class. I see the look on your face. It's in the class that's coming up in July, the higher level class. Enjoy, friends.